What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotti's Garage. In today's video, we're going to be turning your boring dinosaur fuel Silverado or Sierra into a flex fuel corn eating machine.
Life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Now, before you guys even think about clicking off the video, please go ahead and stay watching. My audience retention is low and I'm trying to get that a little bit higher, but I promise in these videos, you guys will learn about tools, tips, and tricks and stuff like that to do this job. And we are boosting the 5.3 that is going into this vehicle. If you guys don't know the backstory, I actually blew up the 5.3 that I personally built about 400 miles into it. The wrist pins walked out and absolutely catastrophically destroyed the engine. But in this one, we are using a true and used 5.3 that I know runs really well. Plan on doing a 4L80 swap in it with a big turbo on it and a sloppy stage 2 cam, same cam that was in the old engine. I could put a couple clips in here so you guys know. Definitely needs to be tuned. It's a little cold this morning. Running very rich. But in today's video, I'm showing you guys how to run a genuine GM flex fuel sensor. We are running it from a 255 liter per hour fuel pump that is E85 compatible that will be changed later on down the road to reach our power goals of 600 horsepower that we were trying to get. I'm also working on this cool little gauge pod that is gonna go up in the cubby right there. And that is gonna hold our boost gauge as well as our fuel pressure gauge too. And then we are gonna be doing headliner and stuff like that. Try to make the interior of this truck look a little nicer and possibly some body work on this truck as well, because there's a big dent right here, some rust on the wheel well. But the whole goal of this truck is to have a POS 600 horsepower, 600 wheel horsepower street truck that we're gonna take to drift events. I'm planning on putting a hydro in here just to see if I can do it, as well as some drag events and some street stuff as well. So if you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you guys are notified every time a new video is coming out on this truck, and give this video a thumbs up to help the algorithm, because like I said, I'm putting a lot of effort and time and money into these builds, and I would like you guys to be able to actually experience what goes on. And this is everything that you, the one watching, either you're interested, you're doing it right now, or you're gonna be doing it in the future. I'll be able to show you guys every single part, every single technique, every single thing that we do to get this truck going, and you can do it as well. Don't forget, you can help the channel out by purchasing some merch on our website, www.gottisgarage1.com. Every single penny goes back towards the projects that we're doing, and these are 3 brand new, never before seen, pretty sick shirts that all of you are gonna wanna rock. So head on over to www.gottisgarage1.com, go to the merch section where you can find these 3 badass shirts. So this is about everything we're gonna use, minus some things. For that, we got about 20 feet, I think, of PTFE Inline. Already have one side already connected on there. We have everything you're gonna need for the PTFE lines. Yeah, basically everything. We got a fuel filter. This is all from Evil Energy. They did not sponsor this video, but they are a channel sponsor. I did purchase all of this. We have a OEM flex fuel sensor for a GM vehicle. And then I also got a -6 AN fitting on here to connect the filter and the flex fuel sensor itself. We have this cool little nice billet bracket thing that holds the sensor into place. I just went to Harbor Freight and picked up a nut and bolt kit, and we got some riv nuts because we were gonna mount the PTFE line down rail of the truck using these soft clamps with a bolt, and it's all gonna be nicely riv nutted into the frame. On top of that, we do have a smaller Micron. I can't remember exactly what these are, but I will have them down in the description below. A smaller Micron filter that's gonna be closer to the fuel rail. And then of course, if you're gonna do it my route, you're gonna need a drill, some drill bits, nut and bolts. To cut Inline, it is good to have some cutoff wheels, because then you just tape the Inline up and cut it. So as you can see, we have this awesome custom fuel door hatch that every Silverado needs. And we're just disconnecting the quick disconnect line and pulling it from the tank so we can remove all of the old fuel line. This is a 90-degree -6 AN line to a GM quick disconnect. That way we can just connect it to the fuel pump, as you can see here.
No, are you kidding me?
It didn't smush. This sucks. We need a hoist.
I'm trying to get you level in the fucking picture. There you go.
Well, I have to get out anyway.
See, if I just turn this down and over a little bit, you can't see any rust.
Oh yeah. All right, so now we are under the truck. As you can see, the fuel line comes down from the fuel tank, and then it comes over here where I have a fitting right there that's holding the line together. Then we have our, I think it's a 100 micron filter. Maybe it's more, I'll double check. And then, oh crap, I'm hitting buttons. Then we have our flex fuel sensor. Here's all the wiring for the flex fuel sensor, and we'll get to that in another part of the video. But then there's the other side of the flex fuel sensor going to the engine. So that line that we made, I don't know if I can do this with two hands. Maybe I'll set you guys up. We'll see. Also, another tip when you're making AN line, I made this mistake the first time I did this. Clean your lines out with brake clean, because all that rubber and stuff that you cut in there would actually be in the line, and when you turn the key over, it's going to pump all those right into your injectors. I mean, that's kind of what the filter's for, but all right, so that line is hooked up. Also, I don't know if I told you guys, on the flex fuel sensor itself, those are GM fittings for the quick disconnects for the fuel line, and Evil Energy actually makes a -6 and I think a -4 and a -10 maybe, but they make the GM quick disconnect connectors that are AN line, and they work fantastic. All right, now we got our line that's going right up here, and it's probably just gonna follow these brake lines right up until we get to the engine, but we're gonna need more line to get up there. But there's that point right now. So I already have a hole drilled right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another riv nut in there and get this secured and kind of keep making my way up there. Try to get it up a little higher. All right, so we got the other fitting on, plus the small micro filter, which, like I said, in the link in the description below, I'll put all the specs for both filters on there so you know. I don't think this one's totally needed, but we're gonna run one just in case. I'm thinking it's gonna sit up around here somewhere. Let's see if I can't. Because then fuel rail is gonna be like over here, so I think that will work. And I'm gonna call that done for tonight. Now, We could just take the wires off of the flex fuel sensor and run them straight to the PCM, but check on your make and model if your PCM is compatible with flex fuel. Mine is. So there's actually a empty pin slot for the flex fuel. And what we're gonna do is, because this whole thing is tuned and everything like that, it was tuned before, you know, I'm even doing this, but we're not using evap. So I'm gonna pull the evap wire. I can't exactly remember what it is. I'll tell you, I'll have a whole diagram when I pick this back up. But there's a wire that runs all the way out to the purge solenoid, and we're gonna take that wire, depin it, and then pin that wire into the flex fuel, where we're then gonna go into that wire harness, find the corresponding wire, and somewhere back here probably, cut it, and then connect it to the appropriate wire for that. Since I am using the charcoal canister power, connector, I did look up a pinout on there and it gave me the wrong wire color. So I ended up just going back there and cutting the connector itself and checking out the wire color. And we have a white wire right here. And we also have an orange wire on a 2004 LE. So yours may be a little different, but those are the two wires that we are going to be using. All right, so we have these little non-insulated crimp connectors, and there is a actual tool that you use for that, but I don't have it. So we're gonna try to use some pliers. If I have to, I can run to the parts store and go get one. Now for the flex fuel sensor, you have three different wires. You got a white, a red, and a black one. The white, the red is your 12 volt power wire. Your white is your signal wire, and your black is the ground. So we'll have to ground this. Probably not today or in this video, but I will show you where I'm going to ground it, and I'm going to ground it there. Anyways, white goes to white. That works pretty good actually. And then red goes to orange, 12 volt power. Before we get any further, got some heat shrink. So we got the heat shrink on there, and I got some wire loom as well that I'm gonna throw on here. And we can go ahead and connect these wires up. And all we gotta do is ground the sensor itself. We got the harness plugged in, kind of comes up over the frame rail. And we got the ground right here, which I'll probably just kind of stick the ground here over to the chassis somewhere. We'll get that on another video. I'll make sure I include that though. But everything is all hooked up as it should. We just have to kind of go through and tighten AN lines, just make sure everything's tight and ready to go. And this part is all done. So now we can go ahead up to the PCM and we can depin everything. But first, I'm gonna go get some dinner, eat, fix the headlight on my truck, and then we'll come back to that. All right, we're back. So first thing we gotta do is remove the wiring connectors right here to the PCM. And that is an 8mm. There should be two of them. Oh, it is not an 8, I think it's a 7. All right, most definitely a 7. So go ahead and take all these off. That will allow these connectors to come off. It is getting cold in here, but that was a little frustrating. So the original pinout that I had is completely wrong. It said to move pin 33 to 55. Completely wrong, okay? So I actually had to move pin 45. All right, I messed up again, but got it figured out. So basically what we had to do is this white wire right here, we had to take it out of pin 45 from the green connector, which all you have to do is pull these little tabs off. So as you can see right here, there's a little lock that actually fits in right here. So just push down that, pull this side up, do the other side. You can pop it out. Then you have these little locks right here. I'll find one that is unused. I don't know if you can see, but moves back and forth. So basically pry that out a little bit and this pin will come right out. And then we had to go over to the blue side and put it into 56. So that is for the flex fuel. So go ahead and put all this back together. And For the flex fuel, you only need the signal wire. So that is going to send information from the flex fuel sensor itself all the way up to the PCM itself, which goes into the blue connector on pin 56. So the other one, which is just a 12 volt reference, as long as it's the colored wire that you need, so mine was orange on that one, it is coming from a 12 volt source, so you don't have to depin that one. It gets power, it's happy, that's all it cares about. As long as the information is getting from the sensor itself to the PCM, you're golden. All right, just like that, we have the connectors both on. You can see where the white wire goes for the flex fuel sensor. Let me just go ahead and throw the cover back on, and flex fuel system is done, all besides that ground, which I need to grab an eyelet so we can actually ground that. So if you guys made it all the way through this video towards the end and listened to what I said in the beginning, I thank you so much. Throw a comment down below and let me know if you did or not. But before we go, let's explain what one of the next videos are going to be on this truck build. As you can see in here, it is filthy, it is gross. We're not doing anything crazy, okay? So get that out of your head right now. We have a wreck that is leaking everywhere. Got a brand new one. Put more details in on that video. But we got a brand new one. We have ABS lines and stuff like that. Getting rid of all that. Got brand new calipers and brakes for the front end. Already done the rear end, but we're going to run all brand new line all the way back there as well. Bypass the ABS completely, which I'll show you guys how to do. And then we're going to oven clean this whole thing. Clean it all up nice and good and everything like that. And then we're going to start removing some things like the vacuum pump. We're not going to use it anymore. The reason why we're not going to use it, actually, before I go any further, is because this PCM that is in this is out of an 03 GMC Sierra. This is a 2004 Silverado, and the PCM doesn't even recognize it anyways. And the reason for that is because the first PCM that we tuned, we bricked it. So we have this backup right now out of my other truck, and yeah. So we're going to be getting rid of all the AC stuff because there's going to be a big old turbo sitting right here. You're going to get rid of this cold air intake crap. And kind of just try to simplify this engine bay a little bit. Get it all cleaned up and ready to go. So that's going to be a video all by itself, doing all the safety concerns. Because if you guys don't know me, I'm very impatient. So if we just start building the engine, that's the only thing I'm going to want to do is just rip this thing. But it needs brakes, it needs power steering fixed, it needs a lot of things done to it before we can even start, you know, the fun stuff to control myself. This is literally my fault. That's why we're doing the boring stuff first. And then after that, we have the 5.3 that is dirty. We're going to clean it up. We're going to throw a new cam in, which is right here under this towel. We have a Trailblazer SS intake, and yeah, so we'll start speccing out. I already have injectors in mind. Got to figure those out. So if there's any companies that want to sponsor the channel, we can get your banner sitting right up here in view in every video. And there's a long list of things that I need. So if you are a company looking to sponsor and to get a product review or anything like that, go ahead and hit me up in my email, gottisgarage@gmail.com. And yeah, we could talk. But everybody else, thank you so much for staying this late. I appreciate it. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time.